Colts. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis. They've got the call on this Week 3 matchup.
And we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium, which opened back in 2008 here in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana. Today, it's Week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie cornerback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give them 11 on the gain there, and that's good for a New England first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Back to throw here. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Gun. They'll look to throw. And he's got Edelman for the first time. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders. That's exactly what happened on that play.
So completion on second down, that brings up third. Again, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Hurry up, hurry now. Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Back down to that Philly. Here we go. All right, here we go. Green, throw.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Got a man complete. It's Chris Hogan. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Chris Hogan with his first touchdown in a Patriot uniform. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it. Get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Now Steven Gostkowski on for the extra point. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the Stanford man. It's Andrew Luck.
I love everything about Andrew Luck's game, but I also love his worldliness. Some of his formative years were spent growing up outside of the United States. I think that that's helped him when he came back because now he's seen the world. I think that helped him mature a little bit as well.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. There's some flash on this offense and certainly some flash with Dorsett.
A flyer out of the University of Miami. Speed is his game, but he's added excellent moves and good hands.
Here's Luck now on second down. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. A quick look here at the Patriot defense.
Devin McCourty is one half of twins that can cover just about anyone in the league. A top-notch player who can play corner or safety.
Third down now following the completed pass. Throwing on third down, Luck. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. On fourth down, here's Pat McAfee to kick it away. Taken in at the 11th. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Colts defensive unit trots back out there. And it's the first quarter, but they gave up the score last time. How important is it here not to fall 2 scores behind?
Extremely important because not only are you trying to avoid being in a big deficit to start this game off, you also want to get into a pattern where that offense has the advantage. You've got to find a way to turn things around. This is the series to begin that.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep them off the scoreboard here for a second time. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Wide open, Julian Edelman. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for Floyd, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to. But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to work. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
The Patriots offense now. They work their way back onto the field. Starts with a handoff to Ball. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Blunt, the lone running back. He'll get it running right. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way.
They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well, and most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. 1 quarter down. The Patriots here have the early lead. EA Sports it alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Gun. They'll look to throw. And this is Michael Floyd, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Flush to his right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. They get 9 yards there, and they get a 1st down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Over the middle, Julian Edelman is complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 11 yards for number 11.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff looking right. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The former Bill, Chris Hogan, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6, an unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Six yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's got Rodgers. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now Luck. Complete to Wright. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Here's Luck now on second down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. To throw on second down is Luck. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll lead here to a third down. And they're going to speed things up here. Throwing on third down, Luck. And able to find Dorsett. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Luck on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Barkevious Mingo coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. Play action. It's Luck. And he's going to be sacked back on his side of the field at the 44. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Check three.
Here's Riddick. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. With your 6th-round pick, not many expect them to jump right in and contribute, but he's done a pretty nice job.
As a 6th-round pick, you'll come in and just work harder. That's part of what goes into it because you want to prove you should have been picked higher. But we've seen 6th-round picks come in and play very well in this league. He will have the same opportunity.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
And now he'll turn, and that's caught inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 47 yards.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll look to throw here on first down. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Colts have been solid in the secondary to this point. The Patriots have struggled now for 2 straight weeks in the passing department, and so it just hasn't been a big part of their offense. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the first half highlights. Patriots lined up at the 48. Hogan's found on the quick pass and catched it, and he's going to go 48 yards for the score. They'll take the early advantage. Colts lined up at the 48. They're going to come away with another sack. This ends up as a loss of 7. Now to late in the first half. Edelman's going to make the catch near the sideline. He ends up picking up a yard before heading out of bounds. And with that, we'll wrap up our halftime report and head back out now to Lucas Oil Stadium for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Here comes Philip Dorsett now to return it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here at 2nd and 12. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Here's Lott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down. So here's 3rd and 20, and with a long yardage, defense going with a nickel look. 3rd and long, it's Lott. Over the middle, Dorsett. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. We get a glance at the Colts defense as they work their way back on the field. And with a deficit here, they gave up the field goal last time, but with this deficit, Charles, how important is a stop on this drive?
Extremely. And you know that they heard it on the sideline. You know they heard it going out onto the field, and they're telling it to each other. No more points given up. We've got a chance to still get into this game.
As a defensive guy, you kind of like that challenge. You don't want to be down, but do you like that challenge?
You don't want to be in that position, and you wish you had taken the challenge a little bit earlier, but now this is it. It has to happen at this point.
And a dump off to White. They'll get 16 yards there, and it'll give the Patriots a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now back to throw, and he's got it. Got his man on the end route, complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Muscles him off. Going right side here, and that's complete. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 and the 34. Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. He'll drop to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Their big tight end. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots add on to their lead.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
The point after try for Gostkowski. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And cuts out right sideline. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way, because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They go play action here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it a second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Looking to throw. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
And, partner, when you run the ball on 3rd and 2, you're telling the whole world you've got nothing but confidence in your offensive line and your runner, and you expect to get it. But they were stuffed on that play, only got 1 yard. Great job by the defensive front, the linebackers, everyone got involved to force a 4th down.
And some room to maneuver. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 27 yards on the game there. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
Oh, 4th and short, right at midfield. This is where you tell your offense, I get faith in you guys to get me a few yards. And sure enough, they repay that faith and keep the drive moving with a first down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And some space here. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line. To give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
All right, here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Buying time to his left. That's complete right around the 8. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2.
Well, it's obvious to me that the big guy is beyond locked in. We saw last week a scintillating performance. We're seeing it again. I think he and his coordinator are in lockstep right now.
Sometimes a tip of the cap to the guys calling the plays here, yeah?
Not just calling the plays, setting the game plan, sitting with him during the week, watching tape as they form.
And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Patriots add 6 to their
on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
And the lead is now 24. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a New England touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, they pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And it worked his way across the 30 to the 32. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
From the gun on 3rd down, Luck. And he's got Rodgers. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. So the offense has it 1st and 10. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Single. I got 83. Me. Regular. Check 50.
From the 50, it's Luck. Allen has it, left side. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
On 2nd down, here's Luck. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Desperation time for Luck on 4th down. He's got time. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got Edelman on the out route. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up 1st downs and keeping the football.
They go play action here on 1st down. And right side caught Hogan. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
And the play clock's running down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Uses the stiff arm. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Not an ideal spot to be on first down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in second and manageable.
Time running out here on the play clock. He'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right. As a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Patriots are pouring it on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's singing.
She's on, like, the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Now Love. Left side, it's Dorsett. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And ready for 3rd and 6. Throwing on 3rd down. Love. Got a man, it's right. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
To throw is Love. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd down now after the pass completion. To the air again. Locke. Over the middle. It's caught by Rodgers. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. On 1st and 10, Locke. Allen's got it over the middle. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Getting late in the fourth now, Charles. 2-minute warning just around the corner.
Yeah, some teams just want to get to that spot, take a breath, and then come out and attack for the rest of the game.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Luck. And to the right side here, it's Allen. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Luck looks to throw on 3rd and 1. Out to the flat for Reddick. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Luck on first down. And that one falls incomplete, breaking his string of 7 straight passes completed. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On 2nd and 10, Luck. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. And that will be incomplete as well.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and long, it's Luck. Left side, it's Dorsett. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 19 yards there on the pickup. And it'll be 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time for Luck on 4th down. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. And not great starting field position here for the offense. They come out here in the eye. They'll begin here with Blunt. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
They'll run again with Blunt. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They'll run it here. This is James White. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Patriots, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.